Help me welcome you, Wright.
Good morning, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. Well, good morning. I never gave up my dreams of flying, and at one stage I decided to take some flying lessons. So, after about 14 hours of practicing on an airfield, my instructor finally gave me the go-ahead to do my first solo flight. So I'd taken off and I'd done one of these rectangular circuits where you take off, go around, you come back, and you're on the final approach. And you start at about 500 feet, and you're trying to land on the runway. And at the start of the runway, there's these 2 or 3 big white markers that you've got to try to land close to. So I'm fighting this plane with the steering yoke, with the control yoke, and the throttle stick. And you're meant to push one in and pull one out or do something or whatever, but I hadn't really got it quite right. So I was pushing the plane down, trying to get to 70 miles an hour, so I crossed the threshold of a runway at 70 miles an hour, 20 feet above the ground. And I got about there, but I thought, what I haven't told you yet is I decided, that I was going to land this plane. My instructor had said to me, Peter, if you can't land it the first time around, then please just go around, take off, and make sure you go around and abort the landing and go around. But I decided I was going to make it stick no matter what. So I flew this plane into the ground, and I hit the ground with a huge wallop. The whole plane went like this, and I went shooting back up into the air. About 50 feet in a huge kangaroo hop. The stall warning light and that siren was going beep, beep, beep. Anyway, so I immediately pushed the control yoke forward, put full throttle with the throttle stick, and went straight back down into the field again, into the tarmac again, hit it again, back up into the air. Anyway, my flying instructor is over there in the control tower, meant to be nattering away, giving me advice just in case I make some, small mistakes or whatever. And instead he's got taken the microphone from the actual traffic controller, and he's shouting down this microphone saying, Peter, go round, abort the landing, go round. Anyway, on about my 4th or 5th bounce, pop, I managed to make it stick on the runway somehow or other. But instead of being in the middle of this large commercial runway, I'm way over on the left-hand side now. And the plane's all but threatening to go off the runway, so I have to fly the right rudder and pull the plane back over to the right. And I get it down to, slow the plane down, get it down to a taxi speed. And I taxi off to the control tower to pick up my flying instructor and to get the due praise that I'm looking forward to my first solo flight. And instead of my flying instructor, there's 2 people waiting for me, one of the air traffic controllers as well. And they give me a real dressing down because I've endangered all the other aircraft in the circuit behind me and this, that and the other, so I felt about this small. Anyway, it didn't stop me because a couple of weeks later, there I am sitting on the airfield again, about to take off. And my instructor had been telling me for some time that I should keep my hand around the throttle sticks. And it must have gone in one ear and out the other, because I decided to, they told me that I'm ready that I can roll, that you can take off. So with a casual flick of a wrist, I pushed the throttle stick into the firewall, applied full throttle, and the propeller started to go round and round, and a 175 horsepower motor kicked me back in the seat. Unfortunately, I hadn't made sure that the seat was firmly attached to the floor of the aircraft, so it shot back another 8 inches, and my hand's nowhere near the throttle control. My feet aren't on the rudders. And so I'm disappearing off the runway. Once again. Anyway, I managed to push myself forward on the edge of the seat, grab hold of a throttle stick, kill the throttle, and apply right rudder again and come back into the centre of the field, and I took off again. I decided to take off, even if the seat wasn't in the right position. Well, that was I've decided recently to retake my flying license, and I wondered if anybody here would like to do some kangaroo hopping. Thank you.